Okay, take your time.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Happy Saturday morning. How you doing, brother? Welcome to episode 16 of the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. Glad you guys are here. How are you this morning, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. Again, it's the dead period, so not a lot to report, but I do have some interesting notes we can talk about. As always,
you got something to bring to the table this morning?
Yeah, I'm always fishing for stuff,
Besides
Hey,
coffee?
I want to, Kev, I don't know if this is cool or not, but I want to give a shout out to the person who finally gave us the thumbs down. Whoever you are.
I guess we pissed somebody off, or I
Exactly.
did, or you did, or we both did.
Whatever.
All right. You know what I say? You know what I say? Get over it.
I feel we arrived now that we finally got a dislike.
That's what I said. We're here. Hey, I remember Devo, the band Devo.
Yes.
I remember them saying, we knew we had arrived when the bottles started flying at us.
There you go. There you go. So I have a few interesting things to say. I'll hit each topic as quick as I can, and then you could jive in, tell me what you think. As we all know, we're waiting. This is the dead period, so we are waiting for training camp.
Oh man,
July 27th.
So pumped, so pumped, so pumped.
17 days away.
Yep.
I can't wait. Interesting. We talked about it a couple of shows ago. It might even have been last show. Mekhi Becton having a chef working with him, a nutritionist. Have you had a chance to see his newest video?
No, I have not.
I tell you, man, I wish I could afford what these guys could afford. Within weeks, the man looks 30 pounds lighter. If you could find the video, or if I could find it, I'll send it to you.
All right.
It's a short snippet. You're not really seeing much, but they do give you what's it, like a 360?
A 360 view?
Yeah, so and it's live, so you see him. The man looks incredible. The man looks incredible.
Good.
Good.
Hopefully that helps what his problem is, taking some of that weight off.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he finished last season at 380. I think that's probably generous. They're reporting he was only 17 pounds heavier than his draft weight. Okay. I don't know about that. And I don't know
about that either.
Yeah, we already talked about he was fined by the Jets for that, but I think he was a little more than 17 pounds heavier.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm hearing some training camp battles, and a big one will be the tight end. That along with the running backs, I'll get to that one, but the real battle is going to be the tight ends. What do you think?
Looking forward to it. Absolutely. Yeah. I think so. Hey man, that job's up for grabs. Herndon ain't etched in stone.
Agree.
Especially for his hands are made of it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, his name is starting to come up on a lot of bubble lists. And just the opposite for Tyler Kroft. His name is coming up as the number one starter at tight end.
What? Hey, we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Herndon looked shaky the last 2 years.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He really did.
They already have this Trevor Weiss going as a possible fullback. So if that's the case, we're talking about Daniel Brown, Griffith, Herndon, and Kroft fighting for these tight ends. They're only going to carry possibly 2, if that. So you know what? And I hope that's a battle that doesn't drag on. Like within the first 2-3 weeks, let's see what we got. Let's get Zach used to these 2 and move on from the other 2.
Keep the best blocking tight end and keep the best pass catching tight end.
Yep, agree. So now I'm going to bring something up and we'll go through the names. There are 8 moves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 moves that are being overlooked, that people think, I guess the Jets did a good job with them. I'm going to give you the name and then you tell me if you think they were overlooked or, you think Keelan Cole was an overlooked pick?
I don't think so, no. Why? Why? What makes you say that?
They're saying that they gave 8 names of jet that are jet moves that no one's really talking about that could make a big impact. The King and Cole one, people think it's a big move because Mims is struggling.
Hey, man, and that's something I was going to bring up today.
Yeah,
I got a
so
whole
talk
thing on
about
it.
it. Talk about it.
Mims is on the bubble. You know, they were talking about how it was a strange rookie season for him.
Mhm.
He injured his hamstring in training camp. Then he injured his other one
Mhm.
right before the season, and he ended up just playing 9 games and
Yeah.
starting 8 last year. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
23 catches for 357 yards.
Yeah. And I said it to you last week, and you were the one who kind of talked me off the ledge and said he's not in fear of losing his job. The thing is, football's a funny sport because coaches don't feel any obligation to the prior regime's players. And if they have to
That's
cut
right.
you, it's us who feel like if Mims goes and goes somewhere else and he's successful,
Yep.
I'm going to cry and be pissed. But the coaches don't seem to care about that. And if you're not fitting into their system, goodbye. And I get that. I'm not going to say I don't get that. I do get that.
And Pro Football graded him as 67 out of the 127 wide receivers in the league.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good.
No.
So we just talked about Tyler Kroft, another overlooked move that Joe Douglas made, and he could turn out to be our number 1 tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding. I
like that. I like that, man. That was a good move.
Yeah. Here's a move that I think I said to you earlier, I wasn't really sure why they signed this guy, but the more I do my research, the Dan Feeney move could turn out to be the steal because he's versatile. He could play any part of the O-line.
Yeah.
And he definitely seems to have a connection with Zach, a rapport with Zach, and that's going to be big, Kev.
I think both lines, defense and offense, are going to be better than we think.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice surprise.
Ronald Blair was a good addition, they said, because he's the perfect scheme fit. And that's important. You know? Mm-hmm. We sit back sometimes as fans and say, oh, why did they get rid of this guy? And we don't think of the X's and O's and what fits the style and the system that these coaches are running.
Another interesting thing I saw was they were rating, it was NFL Network and Pro Football. They were rating the most overrated players on each team.
Yeah.
Corey Davis on the Jets.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't read the article because I kind of took my baby Jet stance. Oh, that's terrible. And I didn't bother to open it up, but I'll have to read it now because now it seems like a lot of people are picking up on this one. You know? Yeah,
the most overrated player on the New York Jets is Corey Davis.
Did they say why? Did they give reasons?
No. No.
Okay.
No, they really don't give a reason. They say that New York sees him as a potential game changer, but they don't.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you watched the guy's film from Tennessee?
I have, but I think I haven't watched many Tennessee games, but what I saw, I think why in Tennessee. Now, again, we always say if there's any Tennessee fans out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I don't think he had to carry the load because they had a great running back in Henry. They had other weapons. Here now, he's the face of that wide receiver room. I know Crowder's been here now. I think this is his 3rd year. But Corey Davis is going to be the guy that our Jerry Rice, our guy that
you're the vet leader, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to prove all those, all the negative comments about him wrong and tell everybody to eat a bag of what. And
maybe they have him as the most overrated player because he said he came here to play with Sam. Remember?
Maybe.
Remember, he said that one of the reasons I signed here was to play with Sam Darnold. So.
Yeah. And when they asked him in his press conference, he said, "Oh, now Zach is here. Did you take him as being negative, or did you just take it as, you know what, it is what it is?"
I took it as, what else is he supposed to say?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So some other names I had was Vinny Curry, because he's a veteran, leadership
man.
on
Love
and
it,
off
man.
the field for these young kids.
Love it.
Carl Lawson is still young. Quinton Williams is still young. They
Mhm.
need that guy that they could go to and say, "What did I not see here?" And this is why I never understood in past regimes, they never had a quarterback coach for one Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
But
I know. What the heck was I just gonna say? I'm just really looking forward to watching this D line. I just think they're gonna be beasts, man. And speaking of Quinnen, they're picking him for the Pro Bowl this year.
Wow. Also one of the best players, 25 and under. He made that 25 and under class.
Yes, I
Yep.
saw that.
So the last three names on the list was Jared Davis, the linebacker we saw, and only because
Yep.
now he's going to get to play his original position, which is where
Right.
he shined until Patricia decided to play, I don't know, and mix them up and move them around and whatever. That Justin Hardy is supposed to be like a special teams like guru, like he really knows how to play special teams well. It's his strong suit. And the last one is LaMarcus Joyner, possible starter at safety. He is a veteran, and the coaching staff is really high on him. They see big things for him in their system. They think they could use him nicely in this system. So it'll be interesting to see.
Nice. It can't get here soon enough. Believe me.
Yeah. So one quick, we cut safety Jordan Peters once the Morgan Moses deal went down.
Yeah.
On a funny note, did you find it funny did you happen to see that Zach's mom came out on social media and kind of ripped her son because he wanted
to pay her.
Yeah.
He wanted to pay her to get off social media.
And this is what worries me in the New York media, like the fact, like she's coming and saying my son wants to pay me, and don't say anything. Don't
just shut up.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I understand she wants to be a star. She wants to make movies.
Right. Yeah. She wants her 15 minutes. Yeah, I know.
She wants her own sitcom. But like, you're putting your son behind the 8 ball. You don't know what seriously, you don't know.
This is a rough freaking town.
Yeah. Like if your son is 0-3, they're going to make jokes like, well, Mom, maybe you should have took the money while the going was good because he's not going to be here too much longer.
Yeah.
Believe me.
He's not going to have that cash cow for too much longer.
Yeah,
if he plays like this.
And I hope it doesn't, because we need this kid to last for us. I'm tired of, we said the revolving door,
Tired of resetting every 3 years, man.
Yep.
Another cool thing I saw, to pick up what we were talking about last week, which might have gotten us our one dislike.
Yeah. Okay.
The COVID rules. Well, I was thinking about going to a football game this year.
Okay.
And I said, what are the rules going to be? Well, I saw yesterday that the Meadowlands has wiped out all the restrictions.
Wow, all of it. Okay, I didn't read the article. Wow.
Full capacity, no masks, no proof of vaccination, no proof of a negative test, no proof of nothing. Come on, let's play football.
Yeah. So
I thought that was really cool.
So I guess this is a silly question. So the football stadiums don't have to abide by what the NFL says. If this is the way they want it done, that's the way it's done. NFL PA can't come down and say, no, you need vaccine. Okay.
As far as I know, I mean, they put the article out yesterday, said, come on, full capacity. Let's go.
Okay.
No restrictions at all.
Now, on a different note, so anyway, we'll finish what you said. Will you go to games now? But you probably would have went anyway.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. As a matter of fact, I was looking at tickets for the Pats.
Nice. Very nice.
Home opener.
Yeah. So Kevin, how many games do you try to go to a year? Do you still try to like say, all right, every year I'll try to at least catch 2 or 3, or no?
The last few years, I mean, if I if I go to one, it was a
Okay.
lot, like I said, for geez, since I would say the early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, even 70s.
Mhm.
We had tickets at Shea.
Mm.
You know, we had season tickets at Shea. My dad had 5 of them when it
Wow.
moved over. Yeah, when they moved over to the Meadowlands.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the seats transferred, and we actually got better seats in the
Wow, nice.
yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, so I mean, and that was right up till they issued the PSL.
Okay. Which killed a lot of people.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
mean, by that time, we had cut our seats down to 2, okay, because
Okay.
my dad wasn't going anymore
Yeah.
and stuff, and they wanted $5 grand a piece.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's almost like you would love to take, and for me with my family, because of the kids, it's almost a third of the salary, like your weeklies to go see a ball game.
So
And then,
okay, that I'm glad you said that because I told you I was looking at tickets for the
Mhm.
Pats, okay, and I was sitting there saying to myself when I saw the prices for these tickets,
Yeah.
okay, down in the lower section on the Jet side,
Yeah.
on the home team side, it was maybe in the middle of the lower section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I looked $725
Yeah.
a piece,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, how is a guy or a woman for that matter
Yeah.
that wants to take their kids to a game,
Yeah.
okay, just for a Sunday out? Number one, I mean, I found a ticket stub from 1986. It was $15.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I know.
and I mean, and parking was 5 back then.
Yeah.
Now it's 30 to park your car for 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, come on, a family that wants to, a husband and a wife or whatever, they got 2 kids, they want to go to the game. You're talking, you can go close to $1,000 to go out on a Sunday afternoon to a football
Exactly.
game.
And baseball's not as bad, but it's just as bad.
Yeah, by the
You
time
know,
you got a couple kids, you get a couple souvenirs, you get something to eat, a
Yeah.
couple of drinks.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
And then with baseball, you run the risk that by the 5th inning, you get rained on and they're calling the game and you're screwed. Yeah.
the last game I went to with a buddy of mine. Okay, it was when the new stadium had just opened.
Mhm.
Okay, we said, hey, let's go check it out. Okay,
Yeah.
we went. Okay, we're sitting in our seats. He goes, all right, you got the tickets. He said, I'm gonna go get us something to eat, a couple beers.
Yeah.
He comes back, his face was ghost white.
Yeah.
I said, what's the matter? What happened? He says, I don't know. I just spent $60 on 2 beers and 2 hot dogs.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. The beer's got to be going for what, like 17.50?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. So my point is, I was thinking about it. Like I said, a family of 4, so they can't. How are you
Yeah,
going to
no.
afford that? That's
Yeah, no,
insane.
it's insane. And let me ask you something, because I don't do a lot of football games. I enjoy it at home. I'm more of I'd rather be at the baseball game. Do the Jets do family packages? Like, do they ever announce, like, this week family of 4, 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks,
Not
300?
that I know of. Not
Yeah.
that I know of.
At least
But
the Mets. I mean, the seats aren't great, but at least they're giving the families the option to
Mhm.
go to a game at a somewhat reasonable price. But anyway,
Mhm.
that's a story for another day. I could rant on about how I.
Oh, so could I, man.
Yeah, like you want to root for your teams, you want to go out to the ball fields, but they price it out of the limit for a middle to lower class family to enjoy a day or go to multiple games.
Well, it's just like
Kevin, some of these prices to these games now with food and parking, like you said, it's like a mini vacation. You almost have to say to yourself, I have to plan and put some money on the side. So
yeah.
a day out with my kids. It's well, anyway.
I've been saving for the last 6 months so I could take my kids to a football game.
Exactly.
You know? I mean,
It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on.
move on.
Let's move on.
Move on.
Yeah. So I think we keep talking about this a lot, and I think it's making news because it's such a dead time. I have 5 Jet veterans on the roster bubble before training camp.
Uh-oh.
You want to take a crack? Give me a name. Who do you think the 5 are?
Oh, Herndon, one, right?
Yes, but he didn't. And this is the funny part because different people with their ideas. This particular roster bubble list that I have, he did not make the list. He wasn't one of the 5. I'll give you the 5, and then you can give me a little talk about
Okay,
why.
okay.
And I'll give you
Yeah.
something
Lay it
that
on,
I said.
lay it on me.
So Tevon Coleman is on the roster bubble. Yay or nay with that, in your opinion?
No, not if I heard you talking about getting rid of P. Ryan.
Yeah. And this is why I love the dead period, because everyone has their opinions. This guy, and I agreed with him, the Coleman on the bubble, only because P. Ryan, Adams, Carter, and Johnson are all young. They all have something that they could bring to this team. Tevin Coleman, yeah, he's the veteran, but what has he done in this league?
Nothing really.
You know? So I like to keep the last 4 that we name. If they cut Coleman, I'm not losing sleep. I would probably lose more sleep if we lost a P. Ryan, and Adams, or a Johnson.
I love Johnson. Johnson's.
Yep.
I love Johnson.
Yep. Now the next 4 names we'll go over. I think you're going to get one of those. They leave. No big deal. Ryan Griffin hasn't shown anything since he signed. Yeah. Sam Ficken. Right? So now
that would be one I would be okay. I'd be like sayonara.
Yeah. And it just shows you how much the Jets think of the other kid they brought, the undrafted kicker, Nagar, than they do over Ficken, who's been here.
I don't think a lot of Ficken at all.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. But here's 2 names, and we lumped them together because this reporter said Lewis and Roden. That's going to be the heated battle in camp. Here's the only thing I disagreed with. He said that whoever wins the starting job, the other one will be out the door. Do you agree with that?
No.
Should he be out the door?
No.
Neither do I, because I'm for the fact that more weapons in the O-line, Now, I don't know how many O-line men the Jets are going to keep. 5 starters. How many backups do you keep? I was thinking 4.
4. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say is 4.
So who would your 4 be? You figure, all right, let's say for this conversation, Lewis wins the starting job. You make Greg Van Roten a backup, Fant the backup.
1, 2.
Feeney the backup.
3.
And who would be the 4th? Maybe that undrafted kid that the Jets are high on?
Yeah.
I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, me neither. That's I'm sitting here trying to think of it.
Marshall? Is it Marshall? I can't think of the name right now. I don't know how many O-line men a team normally keeps to fill out the 53 roster.
I mean, not that O-linemen get hurt very often, but you got to have good backup, man, because if you send somebody in there and all of a sudden it becomes a turnstile and they're just, I mean, forget it. Zach ain't going to have a chance.
I'm hoping that with the signing of Moses, and now you got Moses, a healthy McGovern, which everybody's looking McGovern to get back to form because he was injured last year.
And a healthy Becton.
And Becton and Vera Tucker, you got a nice 4.
Yeah,
now,
damn right. You're starting to build that wall there.
Yeah. Now, again, like I said, I'm just a regular guy who sits here and talks football.
Yep.
I like Fant over Lewis and Roden, but I guess Fant is not capable of playing the right side. I know it's a different line set, but can we teach him? Because I'd rather see him over the other 2 guys anyway.
Yes, me too.
But they're already considering Fant the backup for a Becton over a Vera Tucker if any one of them goes down. But,
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have good depth either. So
no, agree. And of course, I always picture, what's the difference? The left side, the right side, you're doing the same thing, but technically you're not. It's a different way of blocking. So I kind of get all that. But I still think if Lewis wins the job, I would still keep Greg Van Ronen unless he wants
Yeah,
out because he
yes,
feels but
yes. He
this reporter,
wants to go somewhere and start or something.
yep, this
Yeah.
reporter didn't. Now, I just gave you 5 veterans. Now we'll go to 5 young Jets on the roster bubble before training camp. And again, you could say yay or nay or what you think.
Okay.
The first one off the bat. Now, here's what's funny when we say throw things up on the wall.
See if it sticks.
Yeah. Number 1 on the list was Josh Adams. Now, I just read a thing where one guy has him as his running back, wants him here, thinks Tavon Coleman should be out. But yet another person says, as the young rookies, as the young running backs, young roster guy, Adams is out. Okay.
Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, this is when we call it's the dead season and people throw things. Another name, we've been saying it for a while, no surprise, not shocked, Chris Herndon. Yep.
That's another one. I mean, if you could tell me I was getting the rookie season Chris Herndon, I'd be like, no, man, don't let him go.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me we're getting the Herndon from the last 2 years, whatever.
And Kevin, this one hurts me a little because Kenny Yeboah.
Really?
He has the dropsies.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not running the routes correctly. He has the dropsies.
It's that hands of stone thing, man.
No.
And I'm sorry, that's all mental. That's all mental. That's concentration.
Yeah.
That's focus. That's your head in the game.
Now, I don't know, and we'll learn more over the summer when our conversations will get more storylines will drop. I don't know if they see enough in the kid where they figured he's young, he's cheap cost. We could put him on the practice squad and have patience and time to mold him because everyone says there's potential with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to see. Here's the last two.
A lot of it's coaching too, you know, the dropsies and everything, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully these guys can.
Yeah. I always feel with the young kids with the dropsies, it's more of the fact that they're trying to impress and their brain and body is making them do something 2 steps faster before, like they're already thinking, here's what I'm going to do next before they secure the ball first.
I mean, gone are the days of Parcells when you had a fumbler and you would be ordered to carry the ball around through the facility all the time. And you'd always have guys trying to knock it out of your hand. Yeah, right. I remember Corbett hurt his ankle and he was nursing it and he didn't want to play or he did want to play. But so how Parcells tested it, he didn't rely on the doctors. He would walk up behind Corbett and kick him in the ankle.
Can you imagine?
And if he screamed, you weren't ready to play.
Can you imagine doing that to one of your best players today? Whoa, that would not go down.
I'll never forget that, man. I read that story. They'd say he would come up behind him and kick him in the ankle.
Wow. Funny. That is funny. But that's Parcells. That's what made him a winner. That's what made him a winner. Like him, hate him, disagree with his methods. That's what made him
a winner. I love that. See, I love that style. I love that style. And Rex brought a little of that style.
Yes. So the last 2 names I'm going to give you, and it's somewhat shocking, but not shocking. So Bryce Huff, because he's not the scheme fit that they want for him here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the last name, and before I give you the name, I'm going to tell you, in this guy's case, it sounds like it's the numbers game. There's just not going to be playing time for him.
Yeah, right.
And that's Nathan Shepard.
Yeah.
So
I had a feeling about that. I mean, it's crowded, man.
Yeah, but you know what, Kevin? We're going to come on here next Saturday, and I'm going to have 5 other names. It's just, the way it works.
Next Saturday is going to be fun because we're going to be ready.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer. So, Kevin, I guess you saw the funny story that the worst draft pick, and I don't know if it was Jet history or since 2006, was one Mark Sanchez. The worst. Agree or disagree?
Oh, man. The worst?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he was the worst. I
Since
mean,
2006. I want to hear your answer.
What are you basing that on? Butt fumble?
I'm going to give you how they judged Sanchez on why it was the worst since 2006.
I mean, the guy went to back-to-back AFC championships.
Yes. And that's what I said. And then I said, you know what? I have to read this article. I have to open this up and see why he's the worst. Because other names were coming in my head, and then I couldn't think of what year Calvin Pryor was drafted.
How about Christian Hackenberg?
Yeah, like I couldn't think of some of the years. So I opened up the article. And the reason why this reporter ranked him as the worst is because of the bottom line is, first we go with the numbers, what his numbers was as a passer, his winning percentage, blah, blah, blah. What the Jets had to give up by moving up
to get him, yeah.
And what those players turned out to be, and what other trade they had to use to move to get up that far. So trades and what those draft picks became to be made Sanchez the worst move. The Jets the worst draft pick in 2006.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either, but that's how they, like I said, it's the dead period. Next week there'll be someone else who has another Jet who's the worst. Okay.
Like I said, the guy went to back-to-back AFC championships in his first 2 years.
Yeah.
He beat Peyton Manning. He beat Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. And listen, if they didn't tear it down in season 3, we don't know what the
who knows what would have been.
You know?
Right. That's right.
We might be sitting here today with Rex still coaching for the last 11 years and Sanchez as a god.
Yeah.
But, I have 3 more quick topics, but one's a big one. So I'm going to do the little ones first.
Shoot.
Are you a little worried, not concerned? I have my thoughts on it that Marcus May they still didn't have any.
I know.
What is your take on that, and why do you think?
I think it'll get done eventually.
It's got to get done in 5 days, or he's got to play out the tag.
I don't know that it gets done in 5 days, but I think ultimately he signs the deal.
Okay, and I'm going to disagree with you on this. I don't want to, but I'm going to disagree with you, and I'll tell you why. I have my reasons. I think the Jets right now, in their rose-colored glass world, think that these young kids that they drafted and with the new scheme fit, these kids are going to flourish. That Joe Douglas is not going to sign him now, is going to wait till the end of the season, or maybe even halfway through the season to see what May he's getting. Is he getting the May of old, or is he getting the new May with the new system? He's not going to break the bank this early for him. Now, I could be wrong, and I want to be wrong.
No.
But then why not have got the deal done already? You got the money. What are we sitting on? I think we're sitting on
is it over? If is it over money? I mean, is it that? Are you guys that far apart? I mean, I don't know.
It didn't get into much details other than that if it wasn't signed by July 15th, don't expect it to get signed, which means Marcus May will probably be pissed and want to test the free agent market, and he has every right to, but that's only going to drive up the price, Mr. Douglas.
And the one thing I don't want him to do is start yapping.
I don't think he will. He doesn't strike me as that.
Don't pull a Jamal on us.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me
as that. Don't pull a Le'Veon on us.
And I'll tell you why he doesn't strike me as that. And again, I'm going back to, I always find a way to work 6 degrees of Sam Darnold into this. When Sam D got traded, if you remember, he made his little Twitter comment, and that was it. He didn't go on for days. He didn't point fingers. He just said his piece as a buddy.
And moved on.
Yeah, as a buddy, as a brother who played with Sam, who thought highly of him. And that's why I don't think, and I think he's smart enough to know what the Jamal Adams fiasco turned out to be. And I don't think he wants that. No. I don't think he wants that. But I think the Jets are waiting to see what Marcus May they're getting. Are they getting the Marcus May of the past who's going to fit into this system and run it like a true leader, or is he going to have his struggles under the new way of doing things? So we'll have to take a look at that and see how this all plays out. You know, I wish the deal would have got done already.
Oh, me too, man. Like I said, you need a quarterback back there.
Yeah.
You know, you need. I'd love him to stick around. I really would. You know.
Me too. Now I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to talk about something else. So Trevor Lawrence, as you know, he signed his rookie contract. 4-year, $36.8 million.
Yep.
24.1 million guaranteed. How great is it to not throw a pass in the NFL? I'm talking about
and get that kind
and
of
you're
money?
already guaranteed to, you know. So with that being said, and the number one
what's the guaranteed money?
24.1 million. 24.1.
So if you go out in week 1 and you blow out your Achilles,
you're still a millionaire. You still can retire and buy your beachfront property. Now,
you may drop back to pass and get hit and do that. You may never even have to throw a pass.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's guaranteed. Now, maybe someone could tell us, is there stipulations of something like that, even though it says guaranteed?
Only in America.
Yeah, true. But if there's something like that happens, and even though the money's guaranteed, is there any stipulations? Like, can this really be like play one play, ruin your career? 24 million guaranteed? I guess, right? It's in the contract.
Guaranteed is guaranteed.
Yeah, you're right. So now let me ask you something. With him as the number 1 pick being signed, done deal, we know what it is. We know what the numbers are. Is it troubling to you that Zach's deal is not done? Is it troubling to you? And quarterbacks are on a different level. But is it troubling to you as a Jet fan that our top 3 draft picks still aren't signed?
Very.
Why is that? You have any idea?
And we're a week and a half from training camp or 2 weeks from training. It's very
17
troubling.
days away.
Yeah, very troubling.
Especially when Trevor Lawrence signed 4 or 5 days ago, maybe even last week, that Zach's still not signed.
I mean, what is it? Is it the money? Is it the years? What is it?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. There's this rookie pay scale. He's the number 2 pick. His numbers can't be better than.
No, they can't be.
So now that we've seen these numbers, Zach Wilson's camp's got to come to the Jets with their numbers, or Joe's got to approach the Wilson camp with his numbers. When is this deal getting done?
Hopefully before training camp starts.
Yeah. And why isn't? And
I mean, do you need that crap hanging over? You know, let's get everybody signed. Let's get in there. And where's all gas, no break?
Yeah.
You know,
and we talked about how in cohesiveness on the old line. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but as of today, when I last looked at it, Vera Tucker's not signed either.
No.
Now, I understand they were good soldiers and they went to OTAs, but are they going to be good soldiers and go to camp when things get real? And
I was just going to say,
and have no money to show for it.
I was going to say, when things get real and it's about the money.
Yeah. So are we going to be waking up July 27th or a few days before to find out Zach Wilson's holding out? Elijah Vera Tucker is holding out.
Exactly.
Elijah Moore is holding out. Our top 3 aren't signed. We got the bottom half of the class signed within days. It felt like minutes, you know? And now our top 3, and now we're 17 days away, which is still a long time. But if we have to go to camp with Morgan, with Captain Morgan as our starting quarterback, because we haven't reached, when you're a rookie,
Captain Morgan.
Yeah. People might say, oh, it's only maybe he sits out 2 or 3 days. When you're a rookie, 2 or 3 days are big. You can't sit out any days in training camp.
No.
And these 3 are rookies. They need to be in there.
I mean, unless you're a 10-year vet, I mean, training camp is important, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and even the vets that say, oh, you know, I don't need practice. I don't need training camp. Okay, well, you're going to go out and pull a hamstring because you're not in shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know.
All right, so the last and final one, it's kind of repeat on two of the other subjects we talk about. This is just a little more players to the list. You're ready? And this is what we call the dead season, because here it is. Are you ready for the 11 players, the 11 notable players on the roster bubble?
Yeah, lay it on me. Lay it on me.
This roster bubble is going to change, So here's
This roster bubble is like this.
Yeah, this is more like a roster building. It's like a bubble. Here's the 11 players, and again, jump in, yay or nay.
All right.
Mike White, quarterback.
Whatever.
That's what I see. I said no surprise. Bingo. No surprise.
Who?
Yeah. What? Running back Telvon Coleman.
Like you said, somebody's going to be the odd man out.
Yeah, people say on the decline, and it makes sense when you
Okay,
got four young guns. When you got four young guns, I mean,
if the four young ones are hitting the hole, man,
exactly,
and they're bringing it.
And listen, not to say that if Coltman with his experience wins the job, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if these four are, I don't care how young they are, I do want to see an old man running. And not that Coleman's that old, but
yeah,
I want to see.
Like the crap we saw last year.
Yes.
How many times are you going to give it to 100-year-old Frank Gore?
Yeah, I want to see the best three-headed monster out of my backfield, whoever that may be.
I agree.
Okay?
Yep.
Wide receiver Vincent Smith.
With who else we have?
Exactly. So here's what I'm hearing with Vincent Smith. He probably has a really good chance, Kev, to make the practice squad.
Yeah, sure. A lot of these guys are going to go to the practice squad.
Yep. The coaches are very impressed with his speed. He's very fast,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he kind of fits the scheme that they want to run on offense because of his speed. So he might be a practice squad.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Again, his name keeps popping up on the list now, even more than Herndon. Ryan Griffin, because it's a numbers game. You're only going to keep two.
Yeah.
And Tyler Croft seems to be what everyone thinks is number one. And
personally, unless he really stinks it up, I would keep Croft and Herndon.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Jets want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the Jets want to do, Here's another name, and for me, and someone can tell me I'm wrong, how he's been on the team these last, whatever it is, 4 or 5 years. Chuma Udaga.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Hasn't
shown much.
No.
That doesn't shock me at all.
I don't remember sitting there Sundays and hearing the announcers going, Udaga, oh my God, this guy's on fire,
Yeah. I got to tell you, Kevin, when I read the list, you tell me if there are any shockers to you, and we could discuss. We discussed this earlier, the Greg Van Roten Lewis battle. The winner will take all, the loser will be out the door. Again, I want to keep either one because you can't have enough O-linemen, but we'll see how that's the tight end battle, the running back battle, and the O-line battle is going to get heated. We may get some brawls and fights and jealousy. And,
Good.
Yeah.
Competition breeds success.
Yep. Again, I mentioned his name earlier, defensive lineman Brian Huff. Not a good scheme fit. That's the only thing I keep hearing. Scheme fit with this guy. He's a 3-4 guy.
Yeah, we're 4-3 now. Yeah.
4-3.
Yep.
So the numbers game kills him. Another guy that the number games killed, but a lot of people think practice squad eligible, linebacker Noah Dawkins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, can't keep everybody. Somebody's got to be the odd man out. So
yeah. Cornerback Lamar Jackson was another name. Safety Sherrod Niesman, but there's a good chance he'll make the practice squad. Well. Yeah, he'll make the practice. And our boy Sam Ficken out the door.
There's something. Listen, every time that dude lined up for a field goal, I never saw a kicker miss so many extra points.
Oh yeah.
Extra points.
Yeah.
The guy would line up for a 29-yard field goal and he'd shank it to the left or shank it to the right.
So
I mean, a 29-yard field goal, an NFL kicker should be able to do that with his eyes closed.
yeah, that should be like tying your shoe.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me ask you, if you're grading it like a test, 100 being the best, what does the undrafted kicker have to score to get this job? What percentage? Does he have to be 90% in practice for them to give him the job over Finken? Because I think Finken's got to be 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
like in practice, he's got to be dead on.
If this kid's 90% or higher,
yeah.
See you, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion.
I get the feeling the job is this kid's. He just has to show he earned it. I don't think Ficken has a shot. Ficken would have to go 100% to win this job back.
When I think of how he kicked and some of the shit he missed, Ficken, how he's even here being considered is beyond me.
Well, I think like I talked about a couple of weeks ago, the injuries probably played some factor into that. So now he's perfectly healthy. But we heard in the OTAs, neither one of these guys were lighting it up.
But even when he was healthy, he would line up and I'd look at the TV and I'd say he's going to miss. And sure enough, he misses.
Yeah. And yet he was our best kicker, even when he wasn't there. The other guys we brought in were.
He was our top scorer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl. We had to send somebody.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's all I have for this week, brother.
Yeah. It's a slow week.
Yeah.
It's a slow week. I'm just ready to get going here. I'm ready to get going. Like I said, I'm looking forward to going out. I'm actually thinking about going out to Florham Park, once we get started here.
Did they?
But I've been looking on the website
Okay.
for the schedule.
Okay.
And there's no schedule really announcing if there's fans allowed or anything like that. So I don't know what's going on.
I thought I heard somewhere, and maybe you said it, but I thought we agreed. I thought they were allowing fans to watch, but you couldn't sign any autographs. Players couldn't come anywhere near you.
I don't know.
We'll keep an eye on that.
I've been looking. I can't really find anything.
Yeah.
I can't really find any info on it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But like I said, the one good thing is the stadium's going to be wide open.
Yeah, that's good news. I didn't know that. I'll have to read that article. Very good. That's good news.
So anybody thinking of going to a game, you're going to be able to do it this year, provided you take out a second mortgage. So.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm selling an arm, a limb, a pinky.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sell one of your organs. Hey, I want to see the pads.
Whatever. All right, brother. This was good.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Was this episode 16?
16, man.
Nice.
That's 3 months.
Yeah.
That's 4 months worth of podcasts.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
All right.
Who knew we could talk all that?
Diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
That's us.
There you go.
Have a great Saturday, brother.
You too.
You all have a great Saturday and a great weekend. We'll see you next weekend on the First and 10 NFL New York Jets podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You too.
Get up. Talk to you later.
All right, brother.